Welcome back, guys. So good to see your faces. I'm sorry it's been a while since I last updated you guys, and I'm afraid to say that there's no tutorial or no behind the scenes in this video. Instead, it's a bit of an update as to what I've been up to and what's going to happen in the future. So, what have I been up to? Well, I've been stacked out with work for the last couple of months. It's been incredibly busy, so hence no photo shoots, no tutorials, and no videos. I did manage to get time to go to Disneyland Paris. That was awesome. We went with the family and I took my Canon M50 along with me, which is the first time I've actually taken it out for any length of time. So it's great to reuse that and gather some thoughts together and really get to know the camera a bit better. So if you guys are interested in hearing a little bit of a gear review about the camera, let me know down in the comments and we'll throw something else together for you. So what else has been new? Well, I've got some work published which I'm really happy to share with you. You might remember the big road trip that I did in Norway. The video's up here if you've not seen it. That magazine is finally out. That is in Autofile magazine, which should be out in your local Norwegian news agents right now. This is a new magazine for me, so really pleased to be published in that, and thankful to have my work on display. The video of the white Porsche 993 GT2 Evo, this one if you remember it, that's out on Gap Build magazine now, so I'm the little image down here and also the main image on the subscriber issue. Another one which I don't think I've shown you guys at all yet is Japanese Performance magazine. I shot a Pennzoil R33 Nissan Skyline replica, made it onto the front cover. Really pleased with that. Was not expecting to get on the front cover, so massive thanks to Japanese Performance magazine. You can get it in WH Smith's right now for actually making that happen. And my favourite thing that I got through the post was one of my favourite images that I took from Gap Build this year. It is actually of Joachim Wagard drifting. Mate, if I pronounce your name, I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so I'm really sorry about that. My Norwegian or Swedish is pretty awful. Sorry. It's this image here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's his M4 drift car, and I shot it out of Sultan's window as we were drifting around the big corner at Gap Build Rudskogen. So massively chuffed with that. I got two of them printed, one for myself and one for Joachim, and I actually sent both of them over to Norway, and then I sent him a prepaid envelope so he'd send me one back, and he was kind enough to sign it up here for me. So that's going up on the wall. I'm really pleased with that, and it's something that I started doing in recent years actually, is every time I take a photograph that I'm really proud of and I think the owner would really like, is that I will actually get it printed and then either take it to the next event if I'm going to see them, or I will send it over to them, and one for them and one to sign and send back to me. It's kind of nice. I don't often give away my work for free, but I think it's nice to give stuff back to people, especially, like, you know, if it's something that they'll get a bit of a kick out of. So it's nice for me as well. It gets like a nice memory that I get. I mean, we all shoot on digital these days, so no one actually really prints any of their work out, so it's something cool to have up on the wall. So that's pretty much everything that I've been up to lately, and you're pretty much caught up. So what's going to happen next? Well, depending on when this video gets released, I'll either be going to LA or already in LA. And I'm going out there for 3 weeks to work at our studio out there. I'm a CG artist, and we have a nice studio outside there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, going out for 3 weeks, mainly as like a recce mission to see if I want to live out there full time. My wife will be coming out to join me. We're going on a couple of little road trips, you know, just to see the area and kind of explore. So if you've got any hookups for LA or know any good spots that we should definitely check out, let us know in the comments. We're definitely happy to check those ones out. Oh yeah, another news, I do a Fueltopia podcast. You can get it on Podbean and Apple Podcasts, just search Fueltopia. And at the end of each episode, we do some questions. So I've actually had some questions through Instagram. So just give me a second. So I've had some questions through Instagram, and I thought it'd be fun to do like a bit of a Q&A on the end of this video to just get some extra content, really. Daily Dose 27 asks, what has been your favourite shoot so far? The one, it's hard to narrow down to what is your favourite shoot, and the one I'm most proud of is probably the 993 GT2 Evo, and that video's up here, you can check it out. Is the one that I planned out the longest in advance, and I had a crystal clear image of what I wanted to shoot, so the result was pretty much bang on what I had in mind, so utterly thrilled by that, so I'm going with that's probably my favourite shoot. Mike the Kite, what is your favourite lens to shoot with? My favourite lens to shoot with is not always my most used lens. My most used lens is probably a 35mm, it's just basically what you see is what you get. But my favourite lens to shoot with has to be the Canon 135mm f2.L. There's something about the way it renders the background blur, its colour rendition, it focuses telepathically fast. It's a wonderful lens, and I adore using it. It's so rewarding using it every time. Andy FFP, he's actually one of the guys that are on the Fueltopia podcast with us. Top 5 influences on your photography. God, this is a tough one. Rather than what influences me right now, I'm probably going to have to break it down into stages. So my first influence was probably Rick Nunn. He's a fellow photographer and YouTuber. I'll put his channel in the description down below. He's well worth having a look at. Now he started encouraging me when I first started shooting film. He was really good, gave me a lot of tips and tricks onto, you know, like what settings to use, how to shoot, what lenses are good, and really kind of fueling my kind of hunger for photography. He also not forced me, but encouraged me to take parts in like Project 50, like, you know, just pushing yourself creatively and really learning the basics of photography, really. And that kind of spurred me on and just got me more and more interested in photography, so he's got to be up there. Second influence, I'm going to probably go with another fellow Fueltographer, Dan Fegent. He shoots for Monster Energy as well as Fueltopia. He basically influenced me in a way that allows you to deliver consistent content. He's like the content king when it comes to covering events, and he covers off everything that you need for sponsorship levels, like for his sponsors and for the brands that he works with. And it's really important from a photographer's perspective to make sure you're delivering to your clients. So he really kind of influenced me in terms of that. Then we'll probably go into a bit more creative. So creatively, like Frederick Schlosser, he's a commercial photographer. His work is outstanding and a big creative influence in me in terms of the CG work that I do, as well as some of the photography that I do. He's basically someone that I strive to be like. Webb Bland as well, he's incredible. And I'm probably going to say Paddy McGrath. He's a Speed Hunters photographer. He just has a really nice editorial, reportage kind of style photography. It's all very clean and neutral, but really, really highly polished. And yeah, I think that's probably my biggest, my fifth influence. Let's see what else we got here. London Paps, another Fueltopia photographer. Your favourite car you photographed? There's been a lot, and that's a really, really tricky one to answer. If I was to pick one to own, it's probably the McLaren 720S that I shot at Plough Studios. If you guys want to see the video of that, it's up in the corner here. That car, just beautiful. It's stunning. I would love to own one. I probably won't ever own one, but would love to own one, or at least drive one. You know, it's nice. And in hindsight, least favourite car you photographed or would like to photograph? Kai, if you're listening or watching, I'm sorry, but one of the least favourite cars that I photographed was actually for Gap Bill magazine. Again, Bjorn, the owner, if you're watching, I'm sorry too, but it was the Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's 4-wheel drive. It was cool and it was worthy of a feature, but in terms of what I have featured, it's probably at the bottom of my favourite cars to feature. I'm sorry, it's a mean thing to say, but like a good answer, a good question, Phil. But you know, not every car's going to be a banger. You still have to do the work that gets you paid, and you still have to do the work that you're asked to do. So yeah, Mitsubishi Eclipse is probably my least favourite. I'm sorry. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment if you so desire, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more from me. I'll see you guys in the next video, and it'll probably be in LA. See ya.